Welcome to ET Live's recap of the 71st Annual Emmy Awards. They just wrapped, so first things first, a cheers to the winners.
What a night at the Emmys, and a huge cheer. Okay, hold on.
You got to. It's a night of celebrating, okay?
You got to. GOT, Game of
Thrones. I see
one
what you
of the
did there.
biggest winners of the night. I mean, should we break it down?
I mean, they walked into the Emmy Awards this weekend with a whopping 32 nominations. They've claimed 12 after tonight, which means they tied their own record for the most Emmy Awards for any show for one season, and the most wins for any show of their final season.
And they went into the Primetime Emmys already with 10 Creative Art Emmys underneath their belt. So, to be honest, it's not a huge surprise that they had such a big night. We knew that they were going to take home the win for Best Drama Series. The Television Academy loves a victory lap for a show, loves to send off a show with a sweet, sentimental goodbye, and that was their moment.
In case you missed it, here's their big Emmy-winning moment.
And the Emmy goes to Game of Thrones.
And that was the moment our office erupted.
Oh, we kind of expected it, but at the same time, I think it was arguably still a surprise given just how controversial that final season of the show was. You know, a lot of fans were split on how they felt about it.
But here's the thing. At the end of the day, with all due respect to the other nominees in the category, I mean, you had Killing Eve and Pose, for example, that were very buzzworthy shows throughout their seasons. Nothing was as buzzworthy as Game of Thrones was this past year. Literally from the premiere parties back when the season first came out. I mean, people were literally making Game of Thrones food, costumes, all of that. And then you had the coffee cup mishap heard around the world. That created a lot of buzz. And then, as you mentioned, the finale, so divisive. But no matter, you know, obviously a lot of people were very upset about it. But you know what? At the end of the day, the Television Academy didn't care about they honored it.
I will say it's a beautiful send-off for a show that really broke some new ground. Also was a huge hit for HBO, but also arguably one of the most cinematic and just well thought out and epic TV series of all time.
And I also think too, obviously with the cast, I think that reflects in the nominations that we saw this year too. I mean, Emilia Clarke was nominated for lead actress. You had Sophie and Maisie and Gwendolyn all nominated for supporting actress. Peter Dinklage won for supporting actor. I mean, it goes to show the caliber of that show and how much people loved it, and you know how well deserving their wins were.
While I feel like the actresses in the supporting category, especially the Game of Thrones cast, were a little shut out. I will say shout out to Peter Dinklage. He claimed his fourth Emmy win for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series, and actually that was a record, the most wins for that category.
Good
by
for
one
Peter.
actor.
I do believe we actually have a clip of his speech from the night to take a listen.
I count myself so fortunate to be a member of a community that is nothing but all about tolerance and diversity, because no other place could I be standing on a stage like this.
A beautiful sentiment from Peter right there. It's kind of amazing to see him claim that one last time, you know what I mean, for his role in Game of Thrones.
I will say I was a little bummed that Emilia Clarke did not take home the win for lead actress, but a huge night for the cast as a whole. And, you know, there were a few moments that maybe you guys did not see, especially from the red carpet with the Game of Thrones cast. I mean, I feel like tonight was really all about them and all eyes were on them, trying to see all the moments.
Someone who did catch one of those red carpet moments, Jennifer Lopez, okay? She reposted on Instagram E.T.'s interview with Emilia, where Emilia mentioned to Kevin Frazier that her look
was inspired by her.
She said she just saw Hustlers, as did I, this past weekend, and she goes, my look was very inspired by J-Lo. It caught J-Lo's attention. She wrote, when the mother of dragons meets Ramona, hashtag dead, because we know that J-Lo's a huge GOT fan. She says, I love you, Emilia Clarke. In case you guys missed the moment on the red carpet, here it is.
So I think that J-Lo in Hustlers is the greatest introduction of a character I have ever seen. I heckled in the cinema. I'm English, I don't do that, but I did. So J-Lo is my inspiration for this evening. I plan on channeling her all night long.
I mean, J-Lo is everybody's inspiration, and so is Emilia too. I do see though where she got the J-Lo vibes. The plunge, the hair pulled, like slicked back. Yeah.
Listen, between J-Lo, who's the queen of Versace right now, when she recreated that green dress, and then of course the Mother of Dragons, my head's exploding a little bit. But
it was, you know, inside though the award show. Obviously, like I said, all eyes and ears were on the entire Game of Thrones cast. I think one other moment in particular that has social media talking, in addition to that J-Lo inspiration clip, is Kit and Amelia having like the sweetest reunion moment, and also Sophie Turner's involved in all this too. There's a sweet hug between Sophie and Kit. Like, it just seemed to be like such an emotional night for everybody. Here it is, Sophie literally looking at Kit and then just grabbing him, embracing him, not caring about who else is around. And she says, "You look so handsome."
Well, you have to remember that they wrapped shooting the final season of Game of Thrones. It was a minute ago, you know what I'm saying? So this really was a chance for the cast to reunite and see each other for the first time since maybe the premiere in New York, which some members of the cast didn't even get to make, you know? Like Lena Headey. She was sick. So this was the chance, and of course they had their big moment on the stage too.
Got her redo.
I was gonna say the Emmys, actually I think the TV Academy did right by, you know, these final seasons like Game of Thrones and Veep, where the cast got to actually share the stage together.
You know, on etlive, I've said this before, that I couldn't make it past the first season of Game of Thrones, but I still respect and appreciate the cultural phenomenon that this show has become. And even I, Denny Directo, even I, when the cast came out from 3 different points of the stage, and then they all united at the front,
it was
and
epic.
then the standing ovation happened. I mean, I had chills. I was almost overcome with emotion.
I will say some folks in the cast got a much larger ovation and applause than others. Case in point, Gwendolyn Christie.
Their characters become part of our lives, and their journeys stay with us long after they're gone.
You could tell she wasn't even expecting that.
The whole Microsoft Theater just erupted. And it's always so interesting because then I always feel so bad for the next person, who I believe was Nikolai in the order.
He also got a pretty large applause,
His was not as large, though. You always
it was very resounding.
Wait, they set the bar real high with that.
There's some Gwendolyn Christie stands out there right now, you know.
Well, from on the stage to behind the stage, this Game of Thrones cast, they could not get enough of each other. Look at this epic selfie right here posted to Instagram. I mean, they are just loving being reunited.
I love it. Alfie Allen shared this right before they hit the stage together, but a big night for Game of Thrones. Like we said, they just claimed Outstanding Drama Series for their 7th and final season. All right, and also, of course, tying their own record with 12 Emmy Awards for the night. So major.
Also a huge night. Now we got to get out the champagne again. A huge night to
Don't threaten me with a good time.
You guys, Fleabag, I mean, everyone has been so excited when it comes to the fans that the show is finally back after a 3-year hiatus. And I knew that, you know, when it came to the Outstanding Comedy Series category, you know, I figured it would be a run between Fleabag, Veep, and Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, especially because the buzz behind Fleabag this year has been unreal.
It did take off. It really took off.
No other comedy has had the emotional depth that Fleabag has had. I mean, you laugh at the show, you cry, you fall in love with a hot priest. I mean, it's got it all.
In fact, let's show you guys the winning moment again, because Phoebe Waller-Bridge also was pretty shocked. Take a look.
And the Emmy goes to
Fleabag.
We're talking about a show, as you put it, that has really become a sensation. Not quite overnight, considering that the first season aired like 3 years ago. But when you think about the competition in that Outstanding Comedy Series category, I was pretty shocked that Fleabag took it. You have Veep, their final season. Again, I was expecting maybe almost like a send-off like Game of Thrones, where you give an amazing comedy series for their amazing run another Emmy. And then Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which of course claimed the prize last year. So it was pretty shocking.
Took home 6 Creative Arts Emmys. So
Exactly.
I thought for sure that was an indicator that they would win and go back to back this year. But you know what? The Emmys was full of surprises this year. But
I was grateful
you
for
know
it.
what? A huge congratulations to the entire cast. And I think that, you know, a lot of people are super excited for Phoebe in particular. I mean, as you pointed out earlier, Fleabag took home wins for directing, writing, lead actress, comedy series. I mean, what a night.
We kind of had a feeling that it was going to be a big night for Phoebe. I'm just not sure she realized that how many Emmys this amazing show, her project, her love child would actually score. This is her actually accepting one of those Emmys. I mean, she kicked off early by winning Outstanding Writing for a comedy series, went on to win Lead Actress in a comedy series. Not to mention that she's also there representing Killing Eve, too.
I know. She is only the second person ever to be nominated for an outstanding comedy series and then also an outstanding drama series. I mean, powerhouse woman. Hello.
She's got a couple of bookends there to add to the bookshelf for sure.
But you guys, here is a clip of Phoebe winning one of her many Emmys.
The Emmy goes to Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
And the Emmy goes to
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Oh my God!
That's going to be her new voicemail right there.
Thank you. I find acting really hard and really painful.
Oh, come on. She had one of the best speeches on there because, you know, you got to kind of take a moment to make, I feel like she is a comedy writer and a comedy actress, so she knew she was doing up there. Had me cracking up and laughing out loud.
Like I said, that is going to be her new voicemail. And the Emmy goes to, and the Emmy goes to. Every time you go to call Phoebe now, that's what you're going to hear.
There was one reaction, I think it was maybe for when she won the writing Emmy, where she kind of swallowed the F word. She was like, oh, and then realized she's on television. It's like, yeah, but can we talk about her on the red carpet?
I mean, she's everything.
She really...
And it's always so interesting to see a celebrity, you know, doing their photos and whatnot, and then at the end of the night, seeing full circle what their night actually unfolded out to be. And it's so interesting because E.T. was, of course, all over the purple carpet, I should say, at the Emmys, and you and I and the internet are not the only ones who have fangirled over Phoebe all night long. In fact, a lot of other celebrities told our ET cameras just how much they love Phoebe. Take a listen.
Oh gosh, well I just met Phoebe Waller-Bridge and...
What was that like?
I mean, my sentence had no subject, no predicate. It was just like a list of words.
I actually met her last night at one of the pre-Emmy parties, but the actress who writes and I think directs and is the star of Fleabag.
Yes, Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
She is so great, and I don't get to watch a lot of TV with Christian, my shooting schedule and stuff, but I love that show. That is my late night juicy guilty pleasure.
I've already done it and deeply embarrassed myself. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I went like this, and then like ran away. So
well, congratulations again to Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Cheers.
And another excuse for us to drink champagne.
Well, you take a sip of that. Can we talk about some more unexpected wins of the night? Because one of the ones I was hooting and hollering for, I was out of my seat for, Mr. Billy Porter taking home the Emmy and making history, mind you, for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series. Take a look.
Oh my God, God bless you all. The category is love, y'all, love. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. We are the people, we as artists are the people that get to change the molecular structure of the hearts and minds of the people who live on this planet. Please don't ever stop doing that. Please don't ever stop telling the truth. I love you all. They're telling me to please stop. God bless you. God bless.
But I could listen to Billy go on and on all night long.
The category is love. And I gotta say, I'm glad that Emmy showed love to this groundbreaking show. Obviously was nominated for Outstanding Drama Series and lost to Game of Thrones, but I'm glad it showed up in this particular category because Billy really is the heart and soul of that show. I mean, there's so many wonderful things about Pose, but you can tell through his leadership, and also he's been in the game for a really long time. To see him recognized for one of his best roles ever, I mean, I'm emotional talking about it.
And this win is history for Billy Porter becoming the first gay man to triumph in this category, which is so significant for a show that has the largest transgender cast on TV. And you know what? Billy is such a deserving person of this, you know, not only just professionally, but personally. I've had a chance to interview him, as I'm sure you have too. And he is just such a light of love and positive vibes. And, you know, he's got a Grammy, he's got a Tony, and now I'm excited that he can add this Emmy to his shelf.
On his way to an EGOT, isn't he?
He's someone that's like working on a play right now, working on music. Like, he just doesn't stop. And he's just so unapologetically himself and so inspiring. And oh my God, I could talk about Billy Porter all night long.
And I'm going to add one last thing to that, Cass. That was beautifully said. On a night that I felt like lacked diversity as far as who won Emmys tonight, Billy Porter showed up and turned down and represented all of them. So
I love
it was amazing.
that. Another surprise of the night, you guys, was Jodie Comer taking home the win for lead actress in a drama series, beating out.
Look how surprised she looks here.
She was surprised too. She actually said it when she got up to take that Emmy into her hand. But she beat out her co-star Sandra Oh, and this is Jodie's first nomination. Because if you guys remember last year, she was kind of shafted from the category, and fans were not upset about it. And it's so funny. I feel like no one's more excited about this win than Jodie. Well, other than Jodie, but then also my mom texted me all caps lock saying Jodie deserved this. She makes that show. Obviously, a lot of hype around Killing Eve. It never kind of hit that second season slump either.
No,
the momentum kept going. And I will say, honest to God, I know I've talked about this on the show before. I thought that Sandra and Jodie being nominated in the same category would cancel each other out. But you know what? I guess I should not go to Vegas and place bets because apparently I'm not good at betting. I will say I did think that Billy Porter was going to win. It would be either he or Jason Bateman.
I just love that, you know, I appreciate the surprising moments, because if it was a night of all these expected wins, we'd be bored out of our minds. And it's kind of amazing to see those genuine reactions, like from Jodie.
100%.
And also from Julia Garner. You know, Ozark has been nominated before at the Emmy Awards. Laura Linney and also Jason Bateman have also represented, but they've never really claimed one until now. And Julia, up there for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. She was so poised during that moment.
I know.
And I feel like she remembered to thank everybody and ended it with saying that this is something she'll never, ever forget. And I was rooting for her. It was pretty amazing.
Well, another big night for Ozark for Jason Bateman. Obviously, like I mentioned, he did not take home the award for lead actor. Instead, he took home an award for directing Ozark. He actually directed, I believe it was the first 2 episodes of the second season. He's also listed as the executive producer of Ozark too. So, and this was his time, you guys. He has been nominated for 7 Emmys in his career and had never won until tonight. And I think, honest to God, his reaction when the camera panned to him when he won, he was like, did I just win? So it's great to see someone who literally we've watched him grow up on TV from Little House on the Prairie to Silver Spoons to Arrested Development and now to Ozark, which in my honest opinion, I think is his best work that he's ever done because he is such a creative force behind it. Not only is he a lead in it, but like I mentioned, he's also directing and executive producing. So, no, you know, I feel like when you want to, if you're going to take home your first Emmy, it should be for something that literally is your baby.
Absolutely.
You know?
And on the streaming platform Netflix, which claimed 23 Emmy Awards, but got shut out by HBO. You know, that little cable network? Yeah, they claimed the most Emmys of the night. A total of 34 Emmy Awards, you guys. HBO, the winning network of the night. But I want to know the winning fashion of the evening. So we have our ET senior style editor, Marissa Runyon, to break down our favorite
brought
looks.
her champagne.
I snuck in. I brought my own beverage.
I love that.
Cheers. I know. Why not?
Marissa, okay, you know what? Actually, yes. Business first.
Well, I cheers. So the polite thing is you got to drink.
You're not
you can't
wrong.
cheers and not drink. But okay, so much happened tonight for me watching this carpet because if you watched the carpet and you saw, or if you didn't, there was a lot of twinning happening.
It was kind of insane.
It was a colorful evening for red and pink. I guess I got the memo. And color-blocked looks. Look at this lineup. Okay, we have Mandy Moore all the way on the left wearing custom Brandon Maxwell. And right next to her, Susan Kelechi Watson and Christian Siriano, Taraji P. Henson and Vera Wang, Marissa Tomei in Ralph and Russo, and Zoe Kazan in Gucci. And all of them in bright pink and red and a statement sleeve and a cool drape. It's like, it's a very cool moment. They all look different, but they all look like they're from the same runway show.
They all got the memo.
Yeah.
They all look different, and they're all from different designers. Very different designers. And it's just, to me, it might make sense for it to happen twice, but to see 5 dresses with the same color combo and blocking is wild.
I feel like it did seem like even more than just 5, because I felt like everywhere we were turning, maybe it was because we saw the red carpet and then we saw the award show we're seeing everything more than once.
Right.
But I mean, that pink and red was everywhere. And literally, I was telling you guys the other day, you did color blocking with green and blue. And I always said my favorite combo of color blocking is the pink and red, but they all looked so good. And it's so interesting because like Mandy and Susan, for example, obviously they're co-stars. Like Mandy even posted on Instagram saying that they had no idea.
No idea.
Which kind of boggles my mind a little bit because
like, how did the stylists not call each other?
Because especially if you
and
are
say this is
in
what
the
she's
same
wearing
category and there's a chance that you're all gonna be on stage together, don't you think there would be some phone calls?
I'm a little surprised that stylists of you know, the cast don't speak to one another.
Because also this,
just to make sure.
Right, because this also has happened before. In fact, they all wore blue. They all wore blue at the SAG Awards.
Right?
So
was that last year?
it was this last. Yeah, in January. Yeah. The SAG Awards.
They're on the same wavelength, man. I guess when you do, many seasons of the same show together, you start dressing alike too.
You know, this happens in fashion too. Sometimes you'll watch a runway show and then another one, and you're like, did the designers talk to each other? Why are we seeing the same trends on all the different designers' runways?
You look beautiful.
Oh,
I love
thank you.
You've got all the trends. You've got the velvet, the puffy
the trends.
I got the Billy Porter trend.
You really did. I know.
Billy Porter.
Truly. Okay.
You're twinning. Billy's a winner tonight.
The category.
So I'm a winner too. The
category is
love
and razzle dazzle.
And razzle dazzle.
You know,
I love that.
I have to say, what I love about this color situation though is it's something that you can wear tomorrow.
Totally.
It's like we watch these red carpets and we're like, yes, they look beautiful, but what does this have to do with me? But you could literally wear like a fun red pant and a red top and like tie it at the waist and you're Mandy Moore.
You don't think I am coming in tomorrow with my pink pants and my red top, or my pink top and my red pants? Because yes, I have both. You are.
Please do. Please do.
In for a treat.
Dare I ask you guys who was your favorite color blocking look?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with Mandy Moore.
Yeah.
Mandy Moore,
I think the way it was kind of looked like an oversized polo almost, especially in the back, which you can't see right here, and the way it just like effortlessly laid. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of double-sided tape right here, but the way her makeup was, her hair, I just think she looks so elegant.
Makeup, all of it.
Yes, it kind of looks like a grown-up version of Taylor Swift at the Grammys not too long ago, but it's just.
Well, Mandy's grown.
It's
so elegant.
She's a lead actress.
I have to say though, Marissa Tomei's gown, when that thing walks and moves, it's beautiful.
Yeah. And that's
it's hard to pick.
Yeah.
That's what you want when you're presenting, right? You have to walk across that stage, which I'm sure feels like miles in those heels, you know?
And all the pressure's on you and all the eyes are on you. Don't fall, don't trip, don't rip my dress.
It's so true. Marissa, what other trends did you see on the red carpet?
All right, so we had pink on the red carpet.
Right.
So we were seeing red and pink, but then we were just seeing a lot of ladies and gentlemen wearing pink. So let's check it out. We have Sandra Oh, and she was in Zac Posen looking beautiful. Halsey in her red carpet look, she changed for her onstage performance, but she was wearing a Lebanese designer Rami Khadi. Sophie Turner looking beautiful in Louis Vuitton. I loved this color on her. She looked stunning. RuPaul in this really fun printed suit. Niecy Nash was wearing Christian Siriano.
Yes.
He dressed so many ladies tonight and he always does.
And actually, Christian and Niecy let us go with her to the dress fittings. Yeah, she didn't give us any hints.
No,
you
thought she was gonna go with the rainbow number. I thought she was gonna go with white. She went with the pop of color.
Yeah,
went with the pink, and then Catherine Zeta-Jones and George Hobieka on the end.
Stunning.
Stunning. That woman doesn't age. She can't age.
I don't think I've ever seen a bad look on her on a red carpet.
No, she always looks flawless. Yeah, some people just know how to slay a carpet, and she is one of them.
Look at that.
Look at that, you guys are full effect.
The pose,
and the winner for outstanding drama is right here. Sandra Jones.
At least
there
for that dress.
Dramatic train and all that.
I love that we're seeing all different shades of pink.
Yeah.
All different shades of pink, and we're going into fall. Which is kind of interesting. You think of it as a spring color, but no, please continue to wear pink. We're loving it.
I also feel like there's no rules, right, anymore when it comes to fashion.
Aren't.
Wear what you want.
You make it your own.
You make it your own.
You do what you feel comfortable in. If you want to show some cleavage, if you want to show a slit, wow, who might come to my TED Talk. You do what you want.
You do you.
Funny you should say that, Cass, because someone who was showing some cleavage, I should say, and a slit was Kim Kardashian West and her sister Kendall Jenner. They graced the Emmy stage as presenters. We're gonna give you guys a look at that for real quick because this is fashion, honey.
Kim has never looked like a tinier little person next to Kendall.
She's wearing those
who's
Skims.
such a glimpse on.
She's wearing
those Skims too. I know you meant like short and
but she's snatched too in those Skims.
Snatched in those Skims. I will say though, I ain't gonna lie. I was looking on Twitter and people were like, "What in the hell is Kendall wearing? Because it was like pointed breasts.
Yeah, it was
And
a
the
little
leather
wild.
and
It
the
was
floral.
like, yeah, patent. It was pretty cool.
But I also feel like when you're a supermodel, you could probably pull it off because she did walk out there like she was on the runway, and I was like, all right.
And that's the thing. I
that
look at
woman
her
is
and
a
I'm like,
model.
all right. And
Right.
she's back to brunette. Thank goodness.
Yes.
I was not feeling the blonde
Oh,
hair.
no, we loved the blonde.
Oh,
I'm with you,
like the
Marissa.
switch.
Yeah.
I like it. I like her with the brunette hair.
They look amazing.
Yeah.
Well, more fashion standouts to come from Marissa
Yes.
here on ET Live. We're going to take a quick break, but more of our live coverage and post recap of the 71st Emmy Awards right after this break.